Shipyards and dockyards are places where ships are repaired and built. These can be yachts, military vessels, cruise liners or other cargo or passenger ships. Dockyards are sometimes more associated with maintenance and basing activities than shipyards, which are sometimes associated more with initial construction. The terms are routinely used interchangeably, in part because the evolution of dockyards and shipyards has often caused them to change or merge roles. Countries with large shipbuilding industries include Singapore, South Korea, Australia, Japan, China, Germany, Romania, Turkey, Poland and Croatia. The shipbuilding industry tends to be more fragmented in Europe than in Asia. In European countries there are a greater number of small companies, compared to the fewer, larger companies in the shipbuilding countries of Asia. Most shipbuilders in the United States are privately owned, the largest being Huntington Ingalls Industries, a multi-billion-dollar defense contractor, and the oldest family-owned shipyard being Colombo's Shipyard in Norfolk, VA. The publicly owned shipyards in the U.S. are naval facilities providing basing, support and repair. Shipyards are constructed nearby the sea or tidal rivers to allow easy access for their ships. In the United Kingdom, for example, shipyards were established on the River Thames, River Mersey, River Tees, River Tyne, River Wear and River Clyde, the latter growing to be the world's preeminent shipbuilding centre. Sir Alfred Yarrow established his yard by the Thames in London's Docklands in the late 19th century before moving it northwards to the banks of the Clyde at Scotstoun. Other famous UK shipyards include the Harland and Wolff Yard in Belfast, Northern Ireland, where the Titanic was built, and the Naval Dockyard at Chatham, England on the Medway in North Kent. The site of a large shipyard will contain many specialised cranes, dry docks, slipways, dust-free warehouses, painting facilities and extremely large areas for fabrication of the ships. After a ship's useful life is over, it makes its final voyage to a shipbreaking yard, often on a beach in South Asia. Historically, shipbreaking was carried on in dry dock and developed countries, but high wages and environmental regulations have resulted in movement of the industry to developing regions. History: the world's earliest known dockyards were built in the Harappan port city of Lithal circa 2600 BC in Gujarat, India. Lithal's dockyards connected to an ancient course of the Sabarmati River on the trade route between Harappan cities in Sindh and the peninsula of Saurashtra when the surrounding Kutch Desert was a part of the Arabian Sea. Lithal engineers accorded high priority to the creation of a dockyard and a warehouse to serve the purposes of naval trade. The dock was built on the eastern flank of the town, and is regarded by archaeologists as an engineering feat of the highest order. It was located away from the main current of the river to avoid silting, but provided access to ships in high tide as well. The name of the ancient Greek city of Naupactus means shipyard. Naupactus' reputation in this field extends to the time of legend, where it is depicted as the place where the Heraclidae built a fleet to invade the Peloponnesus. In the Spanish city of Barcelona, the Dracaens shipyards were active from at least the mid-13th century until the 18th century, although it at times served as a barracks for troops as well as an arsenal. During its time of operation it was continuously changed, rebuilt and modified, but 2 original towers and part of the original 8 construction naves remain today. It is currently a maritime museum. Ships were the first items to be manufactured in a factory, several hundred years before the Industrial Revolution, in the Venice Arsenal, Venice, Italy. The arsenal apparently mass-produced nearly 1 ship every day using pre-manufactured parts and assembly lines and, at its height, employed 16,000 people. Historic shipyards. Lithal in Gujarat, India circa 2600 BC to 1900 BC, Naupactus, Roman shipyard of Stephone, Blackwall Yard 1614 to 1987, Scots Shipbuilding and Engineering Company, Greenock, Scotland, 1711 1984, Crowdvicar Shipyard established on April 28, 1729 and still operating yard, Thames Iron Works and Shipbuilding Company Limited 1837 to 1912, William Denny and Brothers, Dumbarton, Scotland 1840 to 1963, John Brown and Company, Clydebank, Scotland 1851 to 1972, Dracaens Shipyard, the birthplace of Solidarity Movement. Euro, Swan Hunter Euro, Harland and Wolff Euro, Kamel led Euro, Lochenplas Voss, where the Bismarck was constructed, Havana, long the only dockyard in the Caribbean during the colonial period, the Santa Sima Trinidad, largest warship of its time, was built there in 1769. Royal Naval Dockyards in the UK, Gibraltar, Bombay, Bermuda, Hong Kong and elsewhere worldwide. Bethlehem Steel Corporation had 15 shipyards during World War II, Staten Island Shipyard 1895. Charlestown Navy Yard, later Boston Navy Yard, Boston, Massachusetts, 1800 to 1974, Ulstein Werft, Norway, established in 1917, Navy Island, Ontario, Canada. Euro-French in the 18th century, then British 1763 to War of 1812, Mare Island Naval Shipyard, Mare Island, California, 1854 to 1996, New York Naval Shipyard, also known as the Brooklyn Navy Yard, the New York Navy Yard, and United States Navy Yard, New York, 1801 to 1966, Philadelphia Naval Shipyard 1799 to 1995, at 2 locations. San Francisco Naval Shipyard, later Hunters Point Naval Shipyard, then Treasure Island Naval Station Hunters Point Annex, 1941 to 1994, Dracaens Shipyard 1875 to present, just 10 years after the war between the states ended. Potrero Point, San Francisco, California, 1880 SA Euro, still a working yard. Long Beach Naval Shipyard, 1943 to 1997, Golden Horn Shipyard, Turkey, established in 1455 Euro, still a working yard. Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, located on Maine-New Hampshire border. Operational, 1800 to present, making it the oldest continuously operating shipyard of the U.S. Navy. Chantiers d'Atlantique, STX France, established in 1861, Nantes-Indret, France, established in 1771. It built ships for the American Revolution including the Dean. 3. Marge Euro, one of the largest shipyard in Mediterranean, established in 1892 in Rijeka, SLKB Komano Euro, Slovak Shipyard Koma Rno Euro, European Shipyard on Danube, established in 1898, Lindstrom Shipyard 1899 Euro, 1918 Euro, Andrew P. Lindstrom, John Rigger Johnson. Prominent dockyards and shipyards. North America. Newport News Shipbuilding, is the largest private shipbuilder in the U.S. and the one best known for its unique capacity to build the Nimitz-class aircraft carriers. Ingalls Shipbuilding, part of Huntington Ingalls Industries, located in Pascagoula, Mississippi, repaired the USS Cole and builds offshore drilling rigs, cruise ships and naval vessels. National Steel and Shipbuilding Company Shipyard in San Diego, California, part of General Dynamics, is the primary shipbuilding location on the west coast of the United States. Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Portsmouth, Virginia, is one of the largest shipyards in the world. Specializing in repairing, overhauling and modernizing naval ships and submarines. It's the oldest and largest industrial facility that belongs to the United States Navy, Electric Boat Division of General Dynamics in Groton, Connecticut, with an accessory facility in Quonset Point, Rhode Island, builder of many naval submarines over the past 100 years, with some types built only here. Bath Iron Works, subsidiary of General Dynamics, is a major American shipyard located on the Kennebec River in Bath, Maine. Puget Sound Naval Shipyard in Bremerton, Washington, is also owned by the U.S. Navy. It services ships and submarines from the West Coast. The Portland, Oregon Shipyard, operated by Cascade General Ship Repair, is the largest such facility on the United States West Coast. The Louisiana Port is along the Mississippi River. It involves the Bollinger Company in St. Rose. Trawlers Navals del Golfo at the Port of Veracruz, Mexico. Member of the Hutchison Port Holdings Group. South America. The Dianca Shipyard in Puerto Cabello, Venezuela. SCRA with 2 dry docks, ready for naval and general vessel works. Punta de Lobos in West Montevideo, established in 1874. Punta Moor in East Montevideo, established in 1872. Tsakos Industrias Navals S.A. Cotecma Shipyard in Cartagena, Colombia. Cotecma, Incida Industria Naval S.A., Bayan Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the SIMA Shipyard in Callao, Peru. Acenabra, in Duran, Ecuador. Established in 1990, more than 25 years of experience in naval repairs. 72.000 M2 operating today, dry dock facilities will be available in 2016. Europe Ferguson Shipbuilders is in Port Glasgow in Inverclyde, Scotland on the River Clyde. The Ferguson yard has been building ships for over 110 years. BAE Systems Surface Ships operates 3 shipbuilding yards in the United Kingdom. Portsmouth, England and Scotstoun and Govan on the River Clyde in Glasgow, Scotland. Major projects include the Type 45 destroyer and the Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers. BAE Systems Submarine Solutions operates a major shipyard at Barrow-in-Furness in Cumbria, England. It is one of the few yards in the world capable of building nuclear submarines such as the Royal Navy's Vanguard class. Preceding companies such as Vickers Shipbuilding and Engineering have constructed hundreds of surface ships and civilian vessels in Barrow since the late 19th century. Fincantieri Navali Italiani S.p.A. is an Italian shipbuilding company based in Trieste, Italy. It was formed in 1959 and is the largest shipbuilder in Europe, and one of the largest in the world. The company has built both commercial and military vessels during its history. La 1/4 RSSEN is a German shipbuilding company based in Bremen-Vegsack. La 1/4 RSSEN designs and constructs yachts, naval ships and special vessels. Trading as La 1/4 RSSEN yachts, it is one of the leading builders of custom superyachts. The Meyer Werft Gmbh is one of the major German shipyards, headquartered in Papenburg at the River Ems. Founded in 1795 and starting with small wooden vessels, today Meyer Werft is one of world's leading builders of luxury passenger ships. Altogether about 700 ships of different types have been built at the yard. Navantia is a Spanish shipbuilding firm, which offers its services to both military and civil sector. It is the 5th largest shipbuilder in Europe, and the 9th largest in the world with shipyards all over Spain. It is located at Ferrol. Devonport Dockyard, located in the city of Plymouth, England in the county of Devon, is the largest naval base in Western Europe. It has 15 dry docks, 4 miles of waterfront, 25 tidal berths, 5 basins and covers 650 acres. It is the main refitting base for Royal Navy nuclear submarines and also handles work on frigates. It is the base for 7 of the Trafalgar-class nuclear-powered hunter-killer submarines and many frigates, exploiting its convenient access to the Atlantic Ocean. It supports the Vanguard-class Trident missile nuclear ballistic missile submarines in a custom-built refitting dock. It houses HMS Courageous, a nuclear-powered submarine used in the Falklands War and open to the general public. Facilities in the local area also include a major naval training establishment and a base for the Royal Marines. Chatham Dockyard, located on the River Medway in Kent, was established as a royal dockyard by Queen Elizabeth I in 1567. For 414 years, the dockyard provided over 500 ships for the Royal Navy, and was forefront of shipbuilding, industrial and architectural technology. At its height, it employed over 10,000 skilled artisans and covered 400 acres. The dockyard closed in 1984, and most of the Georgian dockyard is now managed as a visitor attraction by the Chatham Historic Dockyard Trust. Submarine in Brest, France. It operates 3 dry docks, up to 420 by 80 meters. Constanta Pounder Shipyard is the largest shipyard in Romania and one of the largest in Europe, having a market share of 20% in the Black Sea Basin. 1. The shipyard has 2 dry docks, one used for the construction of ships up to 150,000 tons deadweight, and the second one used for the construction of ships up to 250,000 dwt, and 2 floating docks with a capacity of 8,000 tons and 15,000 tons. 2. History. The Constantine Shipyard was first mentioned as the craft repair shop within the Constantine harbour area in 1892 by the Ministry for Public Works. 3. The first ship ever constructed by the shipyard and launched to sea on May 31, 1936 was a 12 meters long yacht named Crane. 3. Designed and built by Alexandra Theodorou, a student at the Naval School in Constantine and graduate of the French Naval School. 4. In 1950 the shipyard began to construct ships, pontoons, tugboats and towboats. 4. In 1975 the shipyard constructed one bulk carrier of 54,200 dwt, which was the first large ship ever constructed in Romania. 4. After the construction of a large bulk carrier Giuseppe Lembo in 1994, the shipyard reprofiled its activity to construct only small ships. Only after the privatization in 2002 the shipyard restarted to construct large-scale ships. 4. In the 114 years of existence the Constantine Shipyard constructed 432 ships, 365 for Romanian shipping companies and 67 for shipping companies from Egypt, Russia, Greece, Japan, Hong Kong, Liechtenstein, Czech Republic, South Africa, Belgium, Germany, Italy, Norway, France, Panama and Netherlands, which have a total of 4,128,143 dwt. 4. Daewoo Mangalia Heavy Industries or DMHI is a large shipyard located 45 kilometers south of the port of Constantine, in Mangalia, Romania. It was formed in 1997 as a joint venture between South Korean company Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering and the Tumai Shipyard in Mangalia. Since it was founded the company built over 127 new ships and repaired around 300 ships. The shipyard is spread over an area of 980,000 square meters, has 3 dry docks with a total length of 982 meters and 1.6 kilometers of berths. 4. In 2002 the company delivered 2 tankers of 42,500 dwt to the Norwegian company Kleven Floro used for the transportation of orange juice. 5. One of the main customers of the shipyard is the German company Hamburg Saar 1/4D, which ordered 6 container ships of around 6,000 TEU each, and 7 ships of 7,100 TEU each as well as 4 tugboats. 6. The company also signed in 2005 an agreement with Mediterranean shipping company SA, NSB Niederelbe, Jebab and Conti Reederei companies for the construction of 12 container ships of around 5,000 TEU each that will be delivered in stages until 2011 at a total cost of $1.1 billion. In 2008 the shipyard bought the largest gantry crane in North America, the Goliath Crane, formerly located in Quincy, Massachusetts from the General Dynamics Company. 7. Built in 1975, the crane, nicknamed Goliath, Big Blue, the dog or horse, has a height of 100 meters, a span of 126 meters, a weight of 3,000 tons and a lifting capacity of 1,200 tons. 8. The crane's reassembly has been underway since March 2009. Rus Shipyard West. The yard is located at the city of Rus, Bulgaria, along the Danube River. It is specialized in shipbuilding, ship repair and manufacture of metal constructions. The yard owns the following main facilities: 2 piers with total length 605 meters. 14 buoying berths, 6 of which covered. Traveling platform for shifting of the vessels. Launching arrangement with capacity 1,800 tons. Additional floating arrangement for launching of vessels with weight up to 2,200 tons. Covered production area of 69 decars including, cutting workshop, section assembly workshop, technical workshop, assembly workshop, pipe workshop and outfitting and delivery department. The capacity of the yard allows building of vessels with the following dimensions: length, 140 meters. Breadth, 17 m. Deadweight, up to 8,000 TDW. East Asia Kawasaki Shipbuilding Corporation's Kobe Shipyard and Machinery Works in Japan builds oil tankers, LNG carriers, bulk carriers, container ships, ro-ro vessels, jet foils and warships for the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. Mitsui Engineering and Shipbuilding's Tamano Works builds bulk carriers, ore carriers, crude oil tankers, oil product carriers, LNG carriers, LPG carriers, reefers, container ships, pure car carriers, cargo ships, patrol vessels, ocean surveillance ships, training vessels, fishery patrol boats and fishing boats. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries' Nagasaki Shipyard and Machinery Works primarily produces specialized commercial vessels, including LNG carriers, oil tankers and passenger cruise ships. Hyundai Heavy Industries Ulsan Shipyard and Gunsan Shipyard, in South Korea, is currently the largest in the world and has the capability to build a variety of vessels including commercial cargo, FPSO offshore, container ship, LNG carrier, car carriers, tankers like VLCC and ULCC, iron ore carrier and naval vessels like Aegis destroyers and submarines. Hyundai Samho Heavy Industries Samho Shipyard near Mokpo, fourth largest South Korean shipyard for VLCC oil tankers, container ships and LNG, offshore, subsidiary of Hyundai Heavy Industries. Hyundai Mipo Dockyard, Ulsan Bay Shipyard chemical ships, LPG carriers, special ships. Subsidiary of Hyundai Heavy Industries, Yantai Raffles Shipyard, in Yantai, China, is that country's largest offshore builder. It employs the 20,000-ton crane Dracaens, the holder of the heavy lift world record. Yantai Raffles' portfolio includes offshore platforms, pipelay and other specialized vessels. Southeast Asia Keppel Shipyard, Singapore, Jurong Shipyard Pte Limited, Hanjin Shipyard in Subic, Zambales, Philippines, Selat Melaka Shipbuilding Corporation Point Saya Prima Batara Heavy Industries, in Batam, Indonesia. The Bangkok Dock Company Satahip, Thailand, Marsum Company Limited Samut Prakan, Thailand, Marine Acme Thai Dockyard Samut Prakan, Thailand, Basin Shipyard, in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, is a long-standing builder that was established by the French government in April 1863 to repair warships and merchant vessels. Aside from its main function of building and repairing naval vessels, Basin also offers service to local and foreign customers from Southeast Asia and Europe. Pt. Dock Dua Satu Nusantara in Jakarta, Indonesia. South Asia and the Middle East Lovan Dockyard Private Ltd. India's newest ship repair facility. 106MX-26M Synchronized and side transfer system. Western Marine Shipyard, a leading shipyard in Bangladesh based in Chittagong. The shipyard has been exporting ships and vessels to a number of European, Asian and African countries. Kaina Shipyard is the oldest shipyard in Bangladesh, situated in Kaina. It mainly produces warships for Bangladesh Navy. Recently it also started to build commercial vessels like cargo ship, container, oil tanker for local buyers. Ananda Shipyard and Slipways, one of the largest shipyards in Bangladesh, located in Narayanganj. It is a 100% export-oriented shipyard. Pipavav Shipyard in Gujarat, India, is the leading, modern and largest engineering facility in the business of ships and offshore platforms construction, repair and conversion, heavy engineering and offshore engineering in South Asia. Colombo Dockyard in Colombo, Sri Lanka, is the largest engineering facility in the business of ship repair, shipbuilding, heavy engineering and offshore engineering in Sri Lanka. Northstar Shipbuilding Private Limited in New Mumbai, India, is one of the leading shipyard in India for small and mid-size ships. Sulcor Shipyard builds a wide variety of ships. It has been in operation for 500 years. Cochin Shipyard in Karachi, India, is that country's largest shipyard. It is building the Vikant-class aircraft carrier. Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers is located in India. It is owned by the Government of India and is constructing the Shardul-class large landing ship tank for the Indian Navy. Karachi Shipyard and Naval Dockyard in Karachi, Pakistan, is that country's first and oldest yard. It constructs cargo ships, tugboats, support vessels, and warships. Mazagon Dockyard, operated by state-owned Mazagon Dock Limited, is one of India's largest shipyards. It constructs a variety of ships both for the defence and civilian sector. The dockyard is known for constructing Britain's HMS Trincomalee. Currently the shipyard is building 3 Shivalik-class frigates and 3 Kolkata-class destroyers for the Indian Navy. The beach at Alang in the Indian state of Gujarat is the site of a large complex of shipbreaking yards. In 2010, the yard dismantled 357 ships. On average the yard processes 28 to 30 ships a month. The Jebel Ali and Dubai ports in the UAE are capable of handling, constructing and repairing large ships. They also provide dry dock facilities. The Gate 7 of Shuwait Port in the Kuwait has facility for repairing ships. They also provide dry dock facilities. Lavan Dockyard Private Ltd. India's newest ship repair facility. 106MX-26M Synchronized and side transfer system. See also, List of shipbuilders and shipyards, shipbuilding. References. External links, Dracaens at Barcelona The Dracaens Shipyard in Barcelona, with some original buildings dating to the 13th century. India-based shipyards India-based shipyard. See your history website from the Royal Naval Museum discover detailed information about Portsmouth Dockyard and the Royal Navy in the 20th century. U.S. shipyards extensive collection of information about U.S. shipyards, including over 500 pages of U.S. shipyard construction records, trading places interactive history of European dockyards, shipyards United States from globalsecurity.org, Gold Coast City Marina and Shipyard, European shipyards shipbuilding history in Hungary, Czechoslovakia and Slovakia.